In this video, Chrono 24/7 brings you the top 10 best Omega watches. Number 10, Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch Master Chronometer. Priced at $6,000. The new Moonwatch Master Chronometer version gives you even fewer reasons not to own one. It features a new case that harkens back to the fourth generation of the Speedmaster reference 105.012 from the 1960s. That was the one that Buzz Aldrin used on the moon. More importantly, Omega finally changed the bracelet to this new tapering design. It features small center links, a beautifully finished clasp, and it is amazingly comfortable. Inside this watch is Omega's Calibre 3861. The movement debuted in 2019 in the Apollo 11 limited editions of the Speedmaster, and it also powered the Snoopy Award model from 2020. It's a movement that is based on the previous Calibre 1861, but with a coaxial escapement, anti-magnetic alloys, and a master chronometer certification by Metas. For daily use, it means that Omega now guarantees precision of 0 to 5 seconds per day on average, instead of -1 to +10 seconds a day with the previous Calibre. Number 9, Omega Seamaster Diver 300M. Priced at $4,650. This Calibre 8800 is certified as a master chronometer and visible through the case back of the watch. With a water resistance of 300 meters, there's almost no reason to take this watch off of the 300M, in all sorts of colors and materials, including chronographs. Then, of course, there's the special titanium version for the latest Bond movie, No Time to Die. You can find that watch somewhere else in this overview of the 10 best Omega watches. The 300M was, and still is, Omega's bread and butter watch, but it was also one of the watches that, in its previous iteration, still depended on an ETA-based movement modified with a coaxial escapement. Number 8, Omega Constellation Globemaster. Priced at $6,600. Omega introduced the Globemaster in 2015. Or, more accurately, the brand reintroduced it, as the Globemaster name dates all the way back to the early 1950s. At the time, Omega had an issue exporting its Constellation watch to the USA. This had to do with the name of the watch, so Omega called it Globemaster until the naming issue was resolved. Anyway, the Constellation Globemaster was the first watch to have the Master Chronometer certification by Metas. It has a 39mm case and is, therefore, suitable for nearly any wrist size. It comes in a few variations, from steel to platinum. Number 7, Omega Seamaster PloProf 1200M. Priced at $11,000 in 2009. The brand created a completely updated version of its world-renowned Seamaster Professional 600, a watch able to withstand the crushing pressure divers experienced while exploring the ocean's depths. The Seamaster PloProf 1200M combines enhanced modern technology with an iconic timepiece, paying homage to Omega's rich diving heritage. This model features a black dial with a date window between the 4 and 5 o'clock positions. The black bidirectional rotating bezel, with its numerals and diving scale painted with white superluminova inside the sapphire bezel ring, is mounted on a 55 by 48mm stainless steel case and is presented on a shark-proof stainless steel bracelet. The Omega Seamaster PloProf 1200M is water resistant to 1,200 meters 4,000 feet 120 bar, and boasts a screw and crown, automatic helium escape valve and bezel security pusher. Powering this professional diver's watch is the Omega Coaxial Calibre 8500. Number 6, Omega Speedmaster Calibre 321. Priced at $13,500. Based on the famous Speedmaster 105.003 Ed White, it is the steel Speedmaster Moonwatch that brings back the famous and iconic Calibre 321. The movement is also to be found in the Platinum Speedmaster Professional 42mm Moonwatch with onyx dial with meteorite sub-dials. Omega has a special workshop in Ville, where they hand-build these Speedmaster watches with Calibre 321. It's quite a different approach from their industrialized watchmaking for nearly any of their other watches. With its 39.7mm case, it has the same diameter as the Speedmaster 105.003, the reference that was also the last watch worn on the moon by Gene Cernan. It was actually his watch that Omega scanned to get the precise dimensions of both the watch and the 321 movement, as the original drawings of those watches and movements were long gone. The bracelet of this Speedmaster Calibre 321 watch deserves an article of its own. It is just amazing, and it is based on those flat, lightweight bracelets that Omega used in the 1950s and 60s. Number 5 Omega Speedmaster Dark Side of the Moon Apollo 8 priced at $90,500. Omega introduced its Speedmaster Dark Side of the Moon watch back in 2013. It was the first Speedmaster available with a ceramic case and dial. Propelled by a customized, black bridge version of the Calibre 1861 known as the Omega Calibre 1869, Omega's latest Speedmaster stands as a striking spin on the dark side style. Specifically, the water-resistant Speedmaster Dark Side of the Moon Apollo 8 features a 44.25mm black zirconium oxide ceramic case, a black build, Super Lumi Nova for hands and markers, perforated black leather with yellow accents for the straps and bracelet, 48-hour power reserve and more. Number 4 Omega Seamaster 300 Bronze Gold priced at $11,000. Introduced in 1948, the Seamaster line is the oldest family in Omega's collection. Before that, watches had reference numbers, but there were no specific collections. After the introduction of the Seamaster, however, the Constellation followed in 1952, as well as the Speedmaster in 1957 and the DeVille in 1967. When the Speedmaster collection came to life in 1957, Omega also used that moment to introduce the Railmaster and the Seamaster 300. The Seamaster 300 was Omega's professional diver's watch, and it competed with the Rolex Submariner and Blancpain 50 Fathoms. But back to 2021, this Seamaster 300 is a 41mm diameter watch with all the modern technology on board, not only due to its master chronometer certified Calibre 8912, but also because of its special alloy. The case is made of Omega's bronze gold, and as the name implies, it is a mixture of bronze, gold, silver, palladium, and gallium. The exact percentages are secret, but there's at least 37.5% gold in this alloy. This way, the bronze will only slowly develop some signs of patina and it won't go fully green or black as most other bronze watches will. It will keep its luster and will remain a proper luxury watch. Special attention is given to the dial. Number 3 Omega Seamaster 300M NTTD priced at $9,000. This Seamaster Diver 300M 007 edition measures 42mm in diameter and is made of grade 2 titanium, hence the dark color and brushed finishing. Inside this Bond 300M is Omega's Calibre 8806. It is the no-date version of the movement found in the regular Seamaster Diver 300M at the top of this list. Seamaster Professional Diver 300 meters has been at the heart of the brand's sport watch collection. Known to fans as James Bond's watch in 1995's GoldenEye, the Seamaster 300 meters is one of the brand's most iconic models. Just in time for Baselworld, Omega have announced an updated Seamaster Diver 300 featuring a ceramic bezel, redesigned ceramic dial, new 42mm case size, and Omega's master chronometer C0 axial 8800 movement. Number 2 Omega DeVille Trésor starting price $7,000. Omega DeVille watches are among the most elegant and dynamic timepieces produced by Omega. With a dedication to fine craftsmanship and precision timekeeping, these pieces each portray an exquisite aesthetic while offering a multitude of styles and functions. Designed for ease of transition from the boardroom to the elegant evening out, these men's and women's watches exude timeless design appeal sure to please. The movement in this watch is Omega's in-house developed Calibre 8935. A hand-wound version of the self-winding Calibre 8900 families, with an added power reserve indicator. Number 1 Omega Museum Collection N Degrees 8 priced at $16,000 with Omega's Museum Collection. The brand selects a watch at least 50 years old from its museum and designs a modern recreation. There are only 1949 pieces of this red gold museum collection N Degrees 8. This specific piece is already a few years old, but it's still in Omega's collection. This particular model has a silver dial with a tachymeter scale and pulsation scale on there as well. One scale to measure the average speed, and the other to measure your heartbeat while racing. Inside this 39mm red gold Omega is Calibre 3201. It is a column will chronograph movement, hand wound, with 52 hours of power reserve. This movement was also used in the Speedmaster 50th anniversary models with enamel dials from 2007. The Calibre is based on an F. Piguet movement, now Blancpain, and was used before Omega started to develop and use its own in-house chronograph movements. The case back is made of solid gold, but you can rely on the chronometer certified movement with coaxial escapement. This watch is a beautiful homage to the Calibre 321 Lemania 27 CHRO C12 powered watches from the 1940s and 50s. If you enjoyed the video, then like and subscribe.